Hey guys, my name is Citiac and welcome back to another episode of OilTown here in City Skylines 2, where last episode we expanded our public transportation network, and that was a brand new subway line that linked the mainland, the utility island all the way in the distance, and the brand new oil lanes. And it turns out if it's still correct now, it's probably going to be all wrong right now. But when we last checked it, it's actually doing pretty good. Where's the subway lines right now? Here we go. It has the second most people on the line, which is absolutely crazy, right? It's a lot of fools. There's a lot of fools right now transporting themselves. It kind of ends in New Orleans, goes all the way through our oil area, believe it or not, and it completely bypasses. And I think that's why, and one of the reasons it's kind of being used so much, is because it kind of comes across, then bypasses, comes straight down, kind of skipping all of the stops in the center. Now, in today's episode, we're going to do something that we haven't really done before. Well, we've done a little bit of it with reclaiming new islands, but we're expanding the territory of OilTown. And we've done it previously in the past when we built our airport island, the prison island, and even New Orleans and the utility island. You can also class that as well. But we're going to take a look at these two islands over here. And I've had an idea, right? Now OilTown has got a lot of cash money moolah in the bank right now. We're actually closing in on 100 million in our offshore private non-taxed accounts right now. We're going to flaunt the cash. We are going to spend the money in infrastructure to bring us over to these two individual islands. Now, they've got some interesting landscapes right now. Let's throw that out there right now, boys. This one kind of has like what feels like a crater on the inside, which is really, really weird. I thought it would be a good idea to build some expansive bridges to connect these up. Now, what are we going to do on these islands? Well, we'll talk about that in just a moment. If you are enjoying the series, smash that like button down below. Subscribe if you are new so you get notified when more episodes do come out. But to be able to bring bridges over, we've got to link it up to our current infrastructure. So the idea is, if we now quickly buy these tiles, so to claim these tiles is going to be super expensive in its own right. But guess what, boys? We have the money right now. We have the money. So 17 million just to buy these tiles to give us access. I'm going to buy them too as well. Okay, 20 million now purchased. So the reason I want that is so I got like the right angles so I can freely build bridges over. Now, to build a bridge over, obviously it's going to have to come from this part to go directly in this direction. But we don't have any infrastructure in place yet. Now, you know when a country, a nation, a city, wherever it may be, you know when they've got too much cash, when they start building ridiculous stuff, okay? I'm not going to name some places, but we all know, boys, we all know. We have this big trumpet interchange that we've kind of built quite a while ago when we first built the highway system. And it kind of comes into a 4-lane road, which was originally set up for our cargo harbour, which used to be about here. That's now all land. We've reclaimed quite a bit. But the 4-lane road does feel a little bit pointless as it kind of currently ends here. So I've got the idea to delete the road there. Right, let me quickly pause because it has messed up and it will mess up some of my buildings right now. Get this 4-lane road that will kind of continue to come out. So let me just make it kind of continue to come out in general. And then it's going to go underground. What does this folio have planned right now? What does this folio have planned? Well, it's going to hit straight into a tunnel. It's going to funnel along here, pop back out, and then turn into the greatest set of bridges the world has ever seen. I know, this is when you know you've got too much cash, when you can build infrastructure projects like this. So we've got a position where we want these bridges to be. I think I'm going to kind of sort out the landscapes of these areas. We'll kind of smooth it off. I won't flatten it too much. I'll mainly smoothen it. So you still get some of the original contours and stuff like that. It's just a little bit more smoothy in this area. There we go. And we might reclaim a lot of the land in general as well. Kind of around the island. As we kind of eventually come to build on it. But the question is, what are we going to build on it? Now, we can either choose to build more oil wells or more civilizations. I feel like we do need more oil in general. These islands are filled with it. We'll see. It's an expensive project just to get oil, but then again, we need it, boys. We need it right now. So we've got to figure out where we want the road or the bridges to run. Now, we've got a couple of options in what sizes of bridges we can utilize. We've got the big grand bridge right now. Now, if I kind of play around with this real quick, you can kind of see the differences. This is a grand bridge, which is a 4-lane road. Now, would that seem ridiculous? I don't know. Also, it's got to go over the shipping route as well. So if I built this across, can it manage the shipping? Oh, it actually can. Depending on what the height of it is set to, and we get the spacing just right, it could go over the shipping route, but it all depends on the spacing. Now, the other options are for the 4 lanes. We've obviously got this one, but I don't think it spans out big enough. We've got the large roads to work with. What did we work with over here, by the way? We set up... what bridge is that we set up there? Is it this one? It's not that one. Is it this one? I should also be kind of elevating these roads. No. What road did I use there? Is it the highway? It's the highway style bridges, isn't it? Yes. Okay. So we've got those as an option. Or I could go these kind of larger road styles, which probably give me one too many lanes than what I actually needed to do. But I do like the idea of that grand bridge. Right, if I raise this by 20 and just put that, for example, here and brought this across. Now, it is raised by 20. If I done it about there, we get the space for the ships to pass under. Now, obviously, I could also change the elevation or the orientation of where the ships currently go. You know, there's nothing stopping me doing that. But let me just kind of play around with the spacing of the bridges again. Right, no. No. Don't tell me we've got to go all the way over here. See, that kind of works. Now, if I just temporarily place it there for a minute, that will allow me then to kind of pass over down in that direction, which is not a problem. So, how ridiculous is this bridge? It doesn't fit. I mean, it's got these big support pillars, which is great. These are wild, aren't they? They're wild. But it's all part of the structure. Ships should be able to pass under. My only concern is how high that currently is on the road. Now, if I deleted you, could I then continue from where we left off here, which looks quite high, doesn't it? How high is this bit? Right, that kind of comes off there. And if I brought it down, where's the snap on that? So I brought it down to 0. So if I say there, according to that, it's kind of snapped in. It matches the current theme of it. That's a wild bridge. I feel like when you're building over this expansive waterways, you need as many structure pillars as you can possibly get. It is a 4-lane road. I'm not expecting to see mass amounts of traffic, but then again, the island does not have traffic at all. But then I've got to bring this here from a 4-lane road. I've got to then make it go underground. So that is my next challenge. Right? That's my next challenge right now. So I'm going to make it underground. It's just there. So we'll bend it in and snap it in directly into it, which shouldn't be a problem. But it's how soon and how quick I can make it go underground that will make it make sense. So if I go as low as I can to here, how does that... Oh, I'm not even connected. I'm not even connected there. What's going on? Right, let's try that again. Let's come back up to Earth. Right. Drop that down as much as I can. Oh, I've just literally clicked off here at the last minute. Right. Dropped it down as low as I can right now. Bam. How does that look? Now, ooh, I think it's better to make it just go underground as soon as possible, rather than trying to string out the distance as much as you can. So if I went there, how does that look? Oh, that's gone the opposite way. Right, come on, boy, you can do this right now. You fool, you can do this right now. Right. There. How are you looking? Do you know what? That's not too bad. That actually looks pretty good. I think we can work with that. I think we can work with that. So if I put it back into play mode, then we're just gonna 100% make sure, double check that ships can go under. Looking at the height difference, I think it's okay, but you never know. You honestly, you just never know. You never know in this game. Right, so we've got to connect you up to down here. So if I now... Right, we should be minus 20, right? It's quite difficult to see the connection. Minus 20, yes. And we kind of need to figure out where this is going to run. So if I got this to run in a straight line here... And if I do a complex curve, I know this is going to look ridiculous. Right, no, because it's trying to pop out. Right, I see the issue. We might be a little bit too high in the sky right now. So, theoretically, I need to drop this down as much as I can. But I don't know how. I'm going to be able to... Hang on, am I dropping down too low here? I think the gradient of this hill is going to be my biggest problem. So if I come off this now... So we're going to come off it... So we're down to minus 30. Down to minus 50. And then... Okay, that works. Right, that's working right now. So I think we might be at the correct height. And all we got to do is get to 20, right? I think so. I think I've now got it. So connect you in. I mean, it's not going to be perfect, but that's all I needed to do. That's honestly all I need it to do. And that road is a straight connection all the way into that bridge. It's a wild way to get there, don't get me wrong. But this is what happens when you've got too much cash in the bank right now and you decide to build big infrastructure. So we're going to then kind of... I can actually theoretically run it in a straight line to connect in and then just kind of run along this side. Which, again, is not a problem. It's not a problem. If I raise this now up to normal heights, and, I mean, theoretically, we should kind of see where this connects. Now, question is, do I bring it down, or do I keep it elevated the whole time? Now, if I kept it elevated the whole time, I mean, it helps if I did it on the straight connection. So, just to there. It means I can then create an elevated junction, and then whatever we place underneath can kind of then technically stay underneath. I'm not too sure on that yet. I'm not too sure, but if I then continue the Grand Bridge, cutting across then to here, where's the snap on that? Oh, it's going down here, that's why. There's the snap. There's the snap. Right, bring it to about there. So I feel like that is very, very central. Is that a little bit too ridiculous having such a straight line? I feel like it is. I feel like having it as a straight run is a bit silly in many ways. And what if I went from here instead to here? And then connected these up. I mean, it's going to look ridiculous no matter what we do. It really is. Nice little simple bend as it then passes through. So these are quite dramatic bridges. They really are some dramatic bridges right now. If I then bring this down to earth. And then we are running smoothly with a 4-lane road. Right. That gives us access now to these 2 islands. Okay. Not 100% sure what we're going to do with these islands yet. I haven't really thought that through too much. Beautiful little bend leading round. This is all elevated. I could drop this down, which is also not a problem. But we have a proper dedicated access area leading in. So, we've got power issues with this building. Is this a signature building? No, it's a high density office. Yeah, because we've messed around now with all the stuff, all the zoning's completely out of place. Also, I finally got the region packs, so I've now got a wider selection of buildings that I can, pick and choose from right now. Which is quite exciting, boys. Quite exciting. Anywho, that leads all the way out. Now, theoretically, I could create utilities in these facilities. And then maybe build some big oil drills and rigs over on this side. I feel like this is kind of made for like another utility section. I might leave it for a vote. What do you think I should do to these 2 islands? The small one, the big one. Let's just reference them like that. I could create a utility island on one of them. Very much like we got over here. And then the utilities are spread nice and evenly. I could just go and place down a bunch of oil drills and wells and stuff like that to kind of, get more revenue coming in. Or I could build on them. Make them little mini cities. Who knows? This is what happens when you've got too much cash. Now, I could also bring public transport leading over here. We have on our subway lines a little green line here that runs and ends there. That could obviously kind of run along to access both of these islands. So public transport can get over here very, very easily. Which is really, really exciting for those folios. But that's not bad, is it? It's not bad. So, work in progress. We have access to 2 new islands. Just let me know in the comment section what you think I should do with them. And whatever the best suggestions are on this video is what we'll implement in the next episode. Right, so we also have these new region packs anyway of these brand new buildings. Now with these, I can utilize them to bring down unemployment a little bit more. Now unemployment is at 10.2%. Now I am obviously going to be increasing the job market, but you could also argue I'm increasing the jobs in the wrong areas. It is what it is on that. It is what it is. But I think we should place down some more signature buildings within New Orleans. Now, with this stuff, I've got a bunch of different variations that I can now kind of place in, which is actually kind of exciting because I never had the region packs before. So now seeing all these different style of buildings are pretty good. We've got like the China pack, the European, the Deutschland, is that Germany one? We have the France one, we have the Netherlands one, we also have the UK one as well. I think I've got all of them. If I'm missing any, please let me know. But I've got a bunch of these pretty interesting buildings we can now kind of throw in. So I'm thinking some tally skyscraper buildings. Not huge, but definitely stands out. I'm also not entirely too sure on where to place them. Actually, what's my landscape like around here? Maybe we should think about either one, pushing back slightly the terrain, which I'm going to do just to here. Smoothing it all off, because we do have, by the looks of it, so, wait, hold on. What is that underground there? Is that power lines or something? We'll get rid of those. Because that's kind of actually messing with my landscape. There we go. And I'm going to throw a little road down the back here. So we'll grab it from just there. I'll push this all the way down. There we go. And then we'll just kind of use this now to build a couple of these signature buildings. Hopefully increase the job availability. So that was actually quite a decent sized building, wasn't it? I might just throw this. I'll probably end up rejigging all of these. Oh, that's a tall building. Okay, maybe not that big. Maybe not that big. Okay, that's huge. That's round and small. Might be a bit too small, but I'll place you in anyway, because I want to see these buildings. I haven't seen these signature buildings yet. The EE office. Whatever this is. Right. I'll reposition them all in just a moment. Ooh, what was that? Office of a sushi restaurant? Interesting. Imperial State Building? That's wild. Place you there. And that's all them. I want to see some of these retail buildings, like little bookstores. I'm after like tallish buildings, the UK ones. What was that there? The Northeastern Inn. It's like their very own version of a Best Western. You know what it is? These actually fit as I've placed them in already pretty well. They do provide quite a few job offerings, which is good to see. Very interesting. But those big skyscrapers just kind of make me want... Are they still waiting for hearses? Even though I put all this down. What's going on here, fools? There's no vehicles out and about yet. Maybe the vehicles are on the way. I'm hoping the vehicles are on the way. It makes me want to place down some of those really, really tall buildings in, like, these areas. Now, obviously, what I've just placed down will provide jobs. But it is the wrong type of employment. Because it's the highly educated, well-educated, where we don't have as many as them. We need, like, the poorly educated jobs and stuff like that. But I like the idea of these smaller buildings now. So, like, in the UK pack era here, you got these little country hotels, the Fox Inn pub with parking. How good does some of these kind of look? Little petrol stations, which that's kind of interesting. Like these little petrol stations, little refueling stations right now. This is OilTown. We kind of need them, don't we? We do kind of need them. So maybe we should kind of think about placing a couple of these down. We got like, a very large version of it here. I might put this just there. We have to anarchy some of these in. Right, putting you down. I just want to see what it looks like. Does it actually look like a UK petrol station? I mean, yeah, it does. It does. It provides 19 jobs already straight away for the poorly educated, educated, and well-educated. So that's the type of stuff that we kind of do require. Not bad, not bad, not bad. Now, is there any others we can maybe squeeze in? I mean, we've got the medium ones. I could do a little bit of each. Because, you know, they're refueling stations. Even though we have minimal vehicles within OilTown, we need petrol stations, mate, or gas stations as they're known in the Americas. I'm trying to think of, like, having it near the highway is actually quite an interesting concept because at the end of the day, you've got to go to and from the highway to get to and from work. So it makes sense to kind of implement one near the football station, football stadium. Oh, I've lost my mind now, haven't I? I've completely lost my mind. Not to get too carried away with it too much. Those big officey buildings, I know we worked with this area recently, but I'm thinking there might be room to squeeze some of these big buildings in. Is that an Imperial? I thought that said Empire State Building. Imperial State Building, boys. Where could we throw this in? I might have to kind of reclaim some of those. Now, what does that do for it? That is a big building. That is a beautiful building. 378 jobs. I'm looking for some other tall ones. The Peony Tower. Right. Let me get that on an angle. I know it's destroying a lot of my stores down below, but it provides a lot of jobs. Oh, this is really adding to the skyline. Oh, wow. That doesn't even provide jobs. That is just straight up attractiveness for the area. Okay. That's kind of backfired on me. The financial tower. Squeeze you in there. Please say you provide jobs. Yes. Only 210? Wow, that's really becoming like you could argue that's like the financial district of OilTown, isn't it? That's what you could argue that's become. The Skyline Palace. Oh, goodness me. That is huge. I've got Anarchy still on, don't I? I can't squeeze that. I could squeeze this in here, but I would have to sacrifice a road. I might sacrifice this road here. Okay, this is now... Guys, someone stop me, because this is now getting slightly out of hand. I'm going to have to reclaim some of the land as well, but look at that from a distance. Does it provide jobs? 609. Look at that right now. The amount of people living here, the amount of jobs in this area is getting wild. Yikes, that is getting slightly wild, isn't it? Right, should we kind of calm down a little bit with all this? There's no new industry. There is a couple of these kind of retail and commercial combines. We do have some residential stuff. We got like UK apartment blocks. That's kind of cool as well. That is kind of cool. Some head offices right now. We can create like a little bit of a work area here again. So let's just see how far we're willing to spread the road zoning down here first. Because I'm not able to go too far because the land is dropping down. As you can see. That's just going to purely eat in to the landscape. So I think instead... we slightly bring it out there. I could, in theory, just connect that up to there just for the sake of it, you know, being connected. You know what I mean? So, yeah, that kind of works out not too shabby. Now, obviously, I've done this for the sake of these signature buildings. I'm kind of getting a little bit carried away with these signature buildings now, aren't I? So, let's see. Let's try and get a little bit of everything when it comes to these downtown-y vibed buildings. Way too big, way too big. We're trying to stick to, like, the smaller variants. It might look like a little bit of a mishmash right now as well. Like I said, I'm getting carried away. Someone needs to stop me right now with these buildings. Right, where would this fit? Does that fit anywhere? Okay, that's bold to throw that in just there, isn't it? That was a bold move. Right, there we go with them. We've got a couple of these buildings next. Right, I can't see me getting any of these in. Move you there. Move you there. And then these are interesting. Bam, ba bam, bam, bam. It's all very interesting, to be honest with you. No residential just yet. And... oh, do I want to go down this road again of more offices? Is it possible to squeeze I mean, I've already got them ones there. Any of these taller ones in? I reckon the rest I'd do as zoning. The rest I'm going to do as zoning right now. They're complaining about not enough customers, so you could argue we do need a bit more residential. So let me see what I can do here. We've got the... I could do these UK apartment blocks, which is... I find this hilarious myself as being from the UK. And I could go for some taller ones. I'm just trying not to have it fall away too much down the hill. That's the bit I'm fighting with myself. Well, that would be ridiculous to throw that in there, wouldn't it? It really would. I'm just trying to see what fits. No, they won't fit. I'll do actual zoning here. We could do UK high density. Just see what happens. It's a bit of a mishmash there, but again, it provides a high radius amount of job. That looks kind of crazy right now on the right on the edge. Let me see what I can do with this. So, level the terrain. Right, level it out slightly just to kind of soften it from the bottom. I'm still not happy with it, but I'll leave it for now. I'll leave it for now. Anyway, I'm getting carried away too much right now. I really am. Really am getting carried away too much. So 21,000 residents live here right now. 12,500 jobs. Not saying that's reduced the unemployment right now, but like I said, it's getting out of hand. I need to calm down. Hasn't really changed much. Hasn't really changed much just yet. But I want to see what you guys come up with the ideas of these little individual islands. That's going to be the real game changer for us. So I think what we'll do is we'll end it here. We've created the, the Florida Keys. We've created our own version of the Florida Keys in OilTown. The OilTown Keys, as you could call it right now. But let me know what you think in the comment section down below, boys, of these two brand new islands. Until next time, I'll see you all soon. So, goodbye.